Hey, hello. I'm just going to show you a couple of the settings in yourBOTler, so you have a better idea of what the different settings actually does. So let me just get up Knox here and start yourBOTler. So yeah, here on the first page, on the log part, you will simply get a log when the bot is running. So I'll just start MCOC here. You have a few buttons down here. Those will be available on every tab. So if we look here in the General tab, you see under Settings, yeah, that's always on, so don't think about that. On the main screen of the game, you have the options to collect free crystals. That means the 4-hour crystal and their daily free crystal. Those will be collected when it actually sees them ready. The help alliance members, that's the ability for the bot to actually enter the alliance help quest screen, this one here, and help out your alliance members. This can of course be turned off if you don't want it to do that. And here you have a number, how many help attempts you're gonna do. Let's say you are in an alliance with a lot of arena players and you don't want the bot to actually keep helping indefinitely because you maybe have 400 help requests or something. Here it will actually click the help for button up here 49 times, or it will attempt to do it. If there's a lot of lag, it may skip a few, but still. The duel, that's the dueling part of the bot. If you actually activate the dueling functions of the bot, this here will make the bot continue the arena settings after the duel is done. So yeah, have that on if you're using the duel functionality. Here you have the general bot settings. So let's say, when do you actually want the entire bot to run? So this is how you will actually schedule which hours in every day you want the bot to run. So let's say I don't want it to run at night. I don't want it to run midday maybe. And sometime in the evening I don't want it to run there. This can be my own playtime, or I just want the bot to pause at specific times of day. Here on the reconnect, you have the ability to turn off auto reconnect, but of course most will use the auto reconnect. So if the bot is disconnected for any reason, it could be maintenance, it could just be a fallout of your internet, or if you log in on another device, this here will make the bot detect that and try to reconnect after this amount of time. So yeah, here you can log whatever the bot is doing to a file, so it will keep track of how many fights you win and stuff like that. On the arena tab, you have here the main arena functionality. On the primary, you select which of the arena spots you actually want the bot to play for you. So let's say here, this is spot 3, this is spot 2, and if you continue out here, spot 4, spot 5, spot 6, and spot 7. So here you would simply select one of those. One thing to mark yourself here is that the actual arenas need to be activated. So you need to enter an arena and load in your first team and then find a match. As soon as you've done that, this arena will now be activated, and you can see it here. It has now gotten this mark. So now I can also select 4 as my parent, then the bot will go here and actually play this arena. So yeah, you have the one I just activated. You have this one, that's the first, second, third, fourth. And if I wanted to play more, I could activate more. But yes, That's the main functionality. Primary arena, secondary arena. This over here will only be enabled if you actually have this check mark here. Otherwise, it will go for the primary arena as long as you have heroes to actually play it. Here you have some limits you can set. If you actually wanted to limit the amount of rounds it does at a time, let's say you wanted to play 40 rounds of 3 versus 3 matches, then you would put in 40 here. Then as soon as the bot has played 40 matches, it will do a timed pause. It will exit MCOC and just wait for whichever amount you put here. It will select a time randomly each time it does it between these two numbers. So here it could be 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever it decides between here. The multiplier options here, those are these, the multipliers here. Let's say if I enter this one, and when the bot's supposed to load a team, instead of just always taking the toughest team available, so it will take from top. Here, if I set this to, let's say, 1.25, then I can select here how many scrolls it will actually do before selecting a team. Now it's at 10, so for me it would go quite far way down in my list, and then would select a team from here. So yeah, that's how this works. Select whichever one you actually wish. I found 2.5 to be an okay number. And of course you can control how many scrolls, so the bigger rooster you have, the more scrolls you might want to put in there to make sure it actually gets to the lower champs. And of course, if it finds the bottom of your available champs, it will stop and pick from there. So even if you put in 100 here, it will still just continue on until it actually finds a hero on cooldown. Here, it would then perform a back roll and then put in those. That's how that works. Again, you have here the options of enabling the secondary arena. This is the one I've picked, the third one. So when that's enabled and when it runs out of heroes in the primary arena, let's say all of these heroes here on timeout, then I've selected it, just take the third, this one. Then we'll enter that, do the amount of matches I've entered here in this one before checking on this one again. So we'll do 3 full matches here and then go back and check if this arena is now ready to continue. Always lose 1 match. That is if, let's say, you have an event like perfect score going. This one will make sure the bot always loses at least one of its matches so that you keep your score down. That can be an indicator to your alliance members that you're maybe using a bot. So yeah, that can be a good thing if you score too high in the different events. Here you can control when the bot actually does arena. So if you wanted to, let's say, do events, here you can say, but at 12 and at 14 and 1800 hours, I don't actually want it to use time on the arena. I want it to pause and check the other things like events. That's a possibility. That's up to you, whatever you want it to do. Here on the events tab, you have the ability to play daily quests, the proving grounds, to get catalysts and whatnot. So at the moment, I've set it to 10 o'clock or 10 a.m. and then it will enter the events quests here and go to the proving grounds and enter whichever difficulties you have picked. So if you pick all of them, it will start doing the hard, and if it has enough energy when done, it will go to the medium, And again, if it has enough energy, it will do the easy part. And of course, if you have more hours selected in the day, it will check at 10 o'clock. If it has enough, it will do hard or medium or easy. And again, at 12 o'clock, it will check whichever amount of them it has energy to do. So that's how that works. And of course, the last one, the hotkeys here, that's just doing the same stuff as these buttons, and of course some of the extra functionality, like doing a single fight if you've already entered a fight. That can help you out there. Doing 5 rounds of dueling a single target, that's that hotkey there. So yeah, a few hotkeys that can help you manage what the bot is currently doing. So yeah, so let's say I'm here on the start screen. I have 16 help requests. I have that turned on, so I'll start the bot. And as you can see, this hour is currently not included in the bot schedule because I selected to start the bot. It will of course start. It will do whichever task I've asked it to. It will play a single round in the arenas before actually pausing, just because you told it to actually start. And after that, it will go to actually pause. So let's see it do that now. So as you can see, it entered the arena at the 4th spot. And as you can see as well, the multiplier is below the 2.5 that I've selected. You can see here 2.5. So at the moment, you can see it's logging everything it's doing here. It's scrolling down, as I said. It's selecting heroes from the bottom of the list, entering the arena. Of course, if you have the correct settings, you can also have any window open over the Nox window. You can also use the Nox hide button to simply remove the window from your screen. This way, you don't have to look at it. It will still be playing. I'll show it again just for your sake. So the bot will continue with the right settings. It will maybe not work for everybody. It simply depends on your graphic cards and how you set up Nox and how whichever bells and stuff you have on your Windows computer. But still, yeah, you can see it's playing. I can still hide it. It will continue playing, fighting whichever things are needed. So yeah, that's how that works. You have, of course, some information of how it's currently going. It didn't actually grab the current streak. That's what happens. But the current multiplier was 1. That's correct. And the points I actually had in this arena, those are also correct. Because it's it managed to get all the milestones, of course, there is no next milestone number. And as you can see, it's also grabbing the actual heroes that it's using. Of course, this can be good information for the bot when it's actually fighting. So yeah, that's also a nice little part of what it's actually doing. I'll just let it continue here, do that one fight. As you can see, it can also can have that open there, and will still be running, as you can see here. One thing you can't do is, of course, you can minimize this window if you don't want to look at that. But one thing you can't do is you can't minimize the Nox window. This will actually stop Windows from generating the pixel stream that the bot is actually reading. So use the hide Nox button if you actually want to test that out. But other than that, as you can see, it just continues. Here it's detected that a scheduled break was set in. It's checking the time again in 36 minutes. That's because of the current time. So yeah, that's how that works. Hope you liked it. Bye.